Okay, these are my new double RL Chelsea boots. They're called the Congress boot, which is a weird name. But these, I've been wanting these boots for a while. I actually had the black boot. The sizing's a little interesting on these, so it took me a while to wrangle these. And also, I did not want to pay full price, so I didn't because they are quite expensive. They're close to $700 for a non-hole cut Chelsea boot. Now, are they worth it? The full price? Yes, kind of. I think these are a very, very unique boot. They're made in Texas by a cowboy boot company, and they're essentially built on a roper last. They're built kind of like a roper boot. They've got their own branded outsoles, kind of military spec, kind of feel like like an old vintage cat's paw or built right or whatever those are called. Dr. Souls for the most part. I wonder if they made these, but they're the ones that are, they're doing a great job at reproducing those vintage outsoles. These are they're built like a tank. Leather insoles, leather midsoles. It's structured toe, which I think you kind of want for these. I think got the elastic band, freaking branding, Union of Craft, whatever. The leather is just so nappy and beautiful. If I had to guess, this is a SB foot leather, but I'm not sure. Maybe Seidel, maybe somewhere else. There's not much info on these. They're made in Texas by an old boot company. We all know that's Rios of Mercedes. What's cool about these boots is you can't get them from Rios. You can't get them from on any other stockist. We'll talk about my Rios of Mercedes Ropers in perhaps the next video because they're over there. They're here already. But because those are pretty much double RL Roper boots and cowboy boots are just Rios or Mercedes boots with a little tag difference. Some of them will say double RL on the outside, but for the most part, they're just rebranded Rios boots. So you might as well just get a Rios or Mercedes boot. This boot, however, this is an original design. There is no other. Rios doesn't make these, and they are a super rugged looking Chelsea. And it's hard to get a good rugged looking Chelsea. I've tried Astroflex. They make some really nice stuff out of Italy, but I don't know, their last don't really work well for me, and their designs are a little bit I don't want to say underwhelming. They're a little bit boring. They're a little bit just like if you need a boot to not think about it. They just don't, they're not all that interesting. They make beautiful boots. They make really rugged boots. They figured out a way to kind of have very poor finishing, but make that part of the aesthetic, and then they could charge less money, which I think is kind of cool. They're a great company. I've actually emailed with them a few times about some random things, and they've been super lovely. I once bought a pair of Masterflex boots, and they were both right shoe boots, and I emailed them, and they couldn't have been sweeter, and they just sent me from Italy. They sent me a replacement boot, and I ended up donating the boots to a thing for veterans who lose legs, and they get them one boot. So hopefully there's two dudes out there. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully there's no one dealing with those issues, but there are, and hope they're enjoying their Astroflexes, and that makes me happy. And anyway, back to these boots. There's no other boot that looks like them. I mean, if you want to talk about Nick's boots makes a really nice rugged Chelsea, but they're weird looking. I mean, they're just bizarre looking. Bourdon and Columbia, I'd say, makes the most beautiful, really rugged Chelsea boot. Frankly, Bluntstones are, Blunts. I own Vibergs and nice boots, but I still love my Bluntstones. They do something that no other boot does, and they look great. They look really amazing. They're super comfortable. Keep them by the door, throw them on when you gotta get the mail or whatever. But as far as a nicer Chelsea boot, these are them. Tecovas, that kind of famous big store cowboy boot company. They made some interesting Chelsea boots. The Chance, I think they were called, or something, that almost feel like they were trying to rip these off or inspired by these. But these are just they're really cool looking. I mean, look at that beautiful slope with the round bump toe, where they come together. It's just the seam is kind of they're just rugged and strange looking, and you almost can't really make sense of them. What is this? Is this just the bottom of a? It feels like, yeah, it just feels like a cut roper boot, but still, but then this is pretty interesting. You know, the slope and dynamics of these, I think, are beautiful. Great, nice pull tab here. You could fit 2 fingers in. That's great. And just, yeah, super nappy rough out suede. And a really nice outsole. You know, really interesting. I will say I've seen boots. I've seen this boot like super worn in, and they almost lose some of what makes them super unique, and they end up just looking like a brown boot that's been well worn, and that's okay. You know, that's cool. Yeah, the thing I like about these boots is that no one else makes them. No one else makes anything kind of like them. What other? I don't know. Are there any like other real nice rugged Chelsea boots? You know, and I like the refined Chelsea boots. That's just not my style. You know, the Carminas and the. Oh, I should mention Meerman makes amazing whole cut Chelsea boots out of all kinds of wacky leathers. I haven't bought any of those yet. I'm trying not to. You know, like obviously I don't need any more boots, but those are they make them on different lasts, and some of their lasts are more robust, and that's actually a more refined, beautiful, rugged Chelsea boot. So yeah, you can get like Shell Cordovan for $350, and you could get, I believe they do CF Stead's Waxy Commanders and stuff. So those are really cool. But there's almost, because they're so refined, because I believe Meerman's owned by Carmina, and they're made in China. You know, these are made in USA. That's something to think about. You know, depending on what you value and how you value it. You know, that's just they're almost like too pretty. These are not pretty. They're ugly boots in a beautiful way. I think they're rugged. They're rustic looking. They feel like, you know, the old man down the road could have put them together. I don't know. There's a certain quality that these boots have that are really really unique, and that's why I think if you fall in love with these boots, and you go, I'll pay this $690 from Double RL, like, you will get your money's worth. They're built really well. There's a leather insole, leather midsole. The leather's great quality. Yeah, I think you'd be happy. Now, how much is that markup? Quite high, I'm sure. You know, these boots should be priced at $350. They're made in USA, made in Texas, great materials, you know, really unique, interesting rubber outsole. You know, but all that together, like, I don't know, 400, like 700 is just, you know, it's Double RL pricing. But nonetheless, would you be happy with them? Are they unique? Now, I should say, the sizing's really interesting. You should try them on in person. You know, if you're looking to buy these, there's a really tight pass through, almost like people, you know, issues you might have with an engineer boot. The waist kind of really hugs in, or at least it feels like it does. Just getting through here is like tough, and I don't have wide feet. Yeah. Yeah, so just sizing, I'm about a half a size larger than my average boot size in these. And you could almost go a whole size up from your Red Wings or Trumans. Anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Again, a really interesting boot, very unique. I haven't worn them yet. I'm excited to. But yeah, a bit of Western flair without wearing ropers or cowboy boots. I think they're unique. I think they're interesting. And yeah, thanks for watching.